Hello everyone, this is Rahul Bhausar. I would like to walk you through the Microsoft CSP program and its benefits. Microsoft CSP program stands for Cloud Solution Provider Program, which is a newly launched program for all the Microsoft partners to sell the Microsoft Cloud solutions to their customers. The key highlights of this program are that this program is designed for cloud products only, which means you will not be able to, this program doesn't include any of the on-premise solutions like Windows Server, SQL Server, and so on. This is purely designed for scale for the Microsoft Cloud products. Second, it is a future-ready program. It is not a program which was designed for an on-premise and then modified to fit in a new cloud product and program. So this program has been ground up, designed for a cloud solution or a cloud product solution portfolio. This program offers a great customer ownership for the reseller or the partner, and that is one of the most important differentiator of this program. This program was designed to ensure that the margins are higher in this program as opposed to what it is there in the current situation when you sell under open or advisory or any other program. So we'll look into that, what exactly how it means, but these are the 4 key highlights of the program. What products you can sell under Microsoft CSP? You can sell all the cloud-based products, primarily categorized in three things, which is Office 365 Suite, Windows Azure, and Microsoft Dynamics CRM as of today. Future, they will have more and more products moving into this. So how is this different than the other program which is available right now on the market? So if you see, Advisor was the program which got launched way back in 2011, and that was the first program for cloud. It did well, but it had a lot of difference in terms of customer ownership was not there, because the customer would end up transacting directly with Microsoft, and then you just had a role to play of advising the customer, and that was the advisory program. And then there are the other 3 programs which basically allows you to sell and transact with the customer, and I think most of the partners fall under open category, open program, and this is the most popular program for Microsoft under small and medium businesses. Now, it is still restricted to sell and transact. You cannot do anything more than that, and this is how CSP is very, very different than open. Under CSP, you have to sell, you have to transact, you have to manage the customer, you have to support the customer. Microsoft doesn't provide the support directly to the customer. It is the responsibility of the partner to provide the support to the customer. So that is one of the key differentiators. Not everybody can do that, whereas transaction, anybody can do it. CSP really offers the true value of the partner to the customer, so you have to build those skills, or if you have the skills, you can differentiate here. So you have to support the customer and then grow the customer over a period of time by adding, attaching new solutions, new products, change the plans, grow the users the way you want it. So this program is really packed with a lot of functionality in terms of the way you can manage and increase your customer base and business on cloud. So let's go over a little bit on what are the open program challenges and how is that different in CSP. I'm just going to talk about open program and CSP differences. The other EA and MPSA programs are still similar to what is open, but it's just that it is on a different category. So let's focus on what are the challenges you have under open program. The first one is it's an annual payment. Now this is one of the important points to factor in, that annual payment has been the only option available for the customer to go and buy any cloud subscriptions of Microsoft. However, it's not a problem as such, but it leads to two problems. The first one is non-flexibility. Non-flexibility in terms of you can add seats, but you cannot reduce the seats until the subscription ends, or you cannot change the plans between the subscription tenure, and that is the inflexibility because it's an annual prepayment. And at times, customers today want to be more flexible in payment as well. So customers are demanding of monthly or quarterly payment options, and this is where open program doesn't provide any choice to the customer. Because of annual, it also leads to another problem, annual prepayment, and the way the open program is designed when it comes to additional licenses. Every time you add licenses, it ends up changing the renewal date because of the way it calculates the whole thing. This may not be a big problem from a customer's point of view, but it becomes a real big pain when it comes to a reseller, because if the reseller is managing 100, 200, 300 customers, it really becomes difficult for him to track whether the renewal changes, changing renewal dates keeps shifting, and then how do he remind it, and so on. There are many impact because of this changing renewal date. It is really a concern for those resellers who are having 100 plus customers under Office 365. And then another challenge which naturally comes with the way the program is designed is there's no customer loyalty or there's no customer ownership. Now, this is a biggest factor to consider, because if the reseller has to really spend time and energy of moving or not even moving, educating the customer from on-premise to the cloud first time, and he spends a lot of energy and time and money and effort to move the customer first time from on-premise to cloud, this customer should be loyal to this partner. But unfortunately, the way the open program works is anybody can come and sell thereafter additional licenses and renewals of the products. Now, this leaves a lot of risk or the lack of ownership of the customer, or the customer loyalty is completely not there because of the way the program is designed. Anybody can come and sell and to the same customer base you have built. Another problem is because of the way the program, the open program was designed for selling and transacting. That's it. It was not designed to provide services, provide support, and anything else. So the number of partners who are there in the market are a lot, and that's where it basically leads to a lot of competition, and it eventually affects your margin. So these are 5 key problems or challenges which are there under open program, and let's see how it works on how it is addressed under CSP. CSP, the first thing is it is monthly billing, and that's a big plus. Monthly billing means now your customer has a choice with you to pay monthly or quarterly the way you want to design it for you, for your customer. And it naturally brings in 2 more benefits, which was a problem in an annual prepayment, which was flexibility. Because of monthly billing, you get a flexibility to add seats, remove seats, change plans, and the good thing is, because it's monthly, the date of renewal doesn't change in CSP. It is always a fixed monthly renewal date. This does really solve the problem which is there under the open in terms of flexibility and changing renewal dates, which becomes much easier to manage the business and predictability of the customer for everyone actually. Then you can define your own prices. This is one of the important factors to consider. You can define your own prices and packages, which naturally brings up your margin much higher than what you are just about to going to sell and transact, because here it is an opportunity to bundle your own services, your own intellectual property, or even a third-party add-on to make the whole solution look much better as a solution, not just as a product license. Lots of customer ownership and and a great upsell and cross-sell opportunity. This is all because you own the customer now, and now you can actually go and upsell and cross-sell a lot more products than what it was before because of the lack of opportunity. So here it really brings up and opens up the door because of the customer ownership, and then it really helps you to open up the upsell and cross-sell opportunities. So let's look into the little bit more details about each of them. So the monthly billing, this is how it looks under open versus the CSP. So under open, it will be a big chunk of revenue once in a year for a given customer, whereas under CSP, it will look really a fragmented monthly billings and monthly collection, but this is much more predictable. Every month is a good month here. There is no month where you don't have to think and worry about whether I'm going to get revenue for this month or not. So because it's monthly, everything is manageable much more easier. This is how the revenue patterns will look like. As a flexibility, you can, as I said, you can change the user count up and down, doesn't matter. You can change the plan, you can add more services, you can remove the services on the fly on every month basis. Now this really becomes a big plus for the customers, especially in the Middle East region where oil prices are becoming a challenge. The economy is not really booming the way it used to be, so people needs flexibility to reduce and add seats and change plans based on their necessity of the business and dynamics. Define your price and packages. This is one of the most important factors to consider, and this is the opportunity to make real money, and this is what we call as define your prices, and it is only possible with CSP. So imagine the way you put it across to your customer is a fixed monthly dollar price per user per month, all inclusive. So this is what we recommend, or this is what we recommend strongly is the best way to sell CSP. So one single price, which includes the Office 365 plan, which includes your deployment, training, change management, all of the services, plus the ongoing support, which can be standard, which can be 24/7, and any other add-on like a backup or security or your own intellectual property, for instance. So this whole thing should be packed and packaged in a single price, which includes your services and this thing. And this is a longevity, long-term business where the customer is entitled to pay one single price per employee per month, and then you keep delivering those services for a long term. And that makes a real win-win situation for you and for your customer together. So you have to own your customer, and this is one of the biggest thing which you need to consider, that you own your customer now, because the way the CSP works is every customer, when you place the order, has a MPN ID of the reseller gets tied into that transaction. Previously, under open, it used to be on transaction. Now, under CSP, the MPN ID gets tied into the customer account itself, which means at any given point in time, there can be only one MPN ID associated with the customer. And that means you have to own the customer end to end. The customer has to come back to you for additional licenses, customer has to come back to you for renewals. And this really is a great opportunity, and this is the right way to build this cloud business. This really becomes a chance to grow the business. However, customer has a choice at any given point in time to choose another reseller, but it is a process by itself where Microsoft and Ingram has to approve it to change the reseller's MPN ID, and the whole billing will switch to another reseller. So we see that it provides a lot of business protection to the resellers and partners under CSP, and that is one of the key reasons that you should look at CSP as a program of choice to sell Microsoft solution. Lots of opportunity to upsell and cross-sell. This is the key to profitability of cloud business. Office 365 or Azure under CSP should be your entry point to the customer, should be the default thing you sell to the customer, and then From that point in time, you should just basically take that opportunity of the customer ownership and then start selling them more and more solutions and services and products to increase your average revenue per user, or ARPU in a simple word. Now, keep the Office 365 in the center, and then the moment you got the customer, the moment you have the customer relationship in place, you start going back to the same customer with Azure, with backup, with development services, with CRM, you name it, and then there are a lot of services and solutions which you can upsell and cross-sell to the same customer. And that's the huge opportunity of upsell cross-sell to the customer. So let's look at the profitability analysis, comparing three different type of transactions. One, that reseller is trying to just transact under open without any services. Second, with open but along with some services. And then third one is with CSP as a bundle package. So for example, we are looking at a sample plan which we recommend, that this is how the guidelines are, that this is how you should position yourself. So in the example, I'm looking at three different plans. All of them are with Office 365 Business Premium only. So I'm not changing the plans. It is the same plan, but instead of selling 12.5 discounted rate of Office 365 per month, we are asking the resellers to rethink a new model of positioning it at a bundle price of, let's say, for example, $14. Now, this $14 should include your online deployment, your training and support, and this is the full-blown package which we strongly recommend you to look at. This basically is a disruptive model as opposed to licenses plus services or just licenses, and this increases your margin. This increases your ability to keep the margin consistent. So we'll look into the few slides after this. The second plan, which these are just guidelines and ideas. So instead of a standard plan, you can go with a little bit higher price, which includes maybe a premium support and a cloud backup, for example, as a bundle. And then a third plan, which can be managed services, cloud backup, and then reporting. And this is how you should think about which is more suitable for your customer base, and that gives the customer a simple choice of paying you one price per employee per month, and that includes all of your services and add-ons. And this is the right way to sell CSP. So let's look at profitability analysis. So assuming that you're transacting under open for the first two, and then the third one is the under CSP, the open one is about just a transaction, no services, and this basically gives you an average of 10% if you are selling it Office 365 Business Premium at $145 per user per year, annual subscription for 100 seats. So your effective margin is about $14.5 per user per year, and it will be there if you are able to get the renewals done from the same customer. Let's look at the same transaction with some services. If you attach two services, your profitability jumps up to 23%. Your first year margin per user is roughly around $40, and then again it drops because these services will not get repeated next year. But if you look at this, if you do the same thing under CSP, where you're charging the customer on a monthly basis for 12 months at $14, your margin per year gets to about 18% average. But then because it is annualized fee and then there is no option of services separate and product separate, it is a bundle package, your margin is consistent over next 3 years or as long as the customer is with you. So this is one of the most important things to look at. Also, let's look at the lower entry point for a customer point of view, which means if you are positioning just the licenses as a transaction, the customer looks at under open is about $14,500 per year, one-time transaction every year. If it is with services, the price goes up to about $17,000. But then under CSP, if you do it monthly, your entry point becomes $1,400 per month. Now, that's a big plus because it is much easier to sell, much compelling to the customer in a situation where he has all the flexibility and he just pays monthly. So this is another good important plus which you should look at, how easy it becomes when you position it under CSP. But under CSP, you should not have license separate and services separate. It should be a bundle package. So what changes you should be looking at? You should be, for CSP, you have to start from sales approach, positioning statement. Your website and should be updated with plans and prices. You have to completely change the way you market and approach the customers, because now you're talking about a disruptive per user per month pricing. So that will require a complete overhaul of your system. You need to train your team members, technical support team members, to do lightweight implementation online and do online training sessions to reduce the cost, because you have a fixed price per month which you need to ensure that you are not spending more than what you're making. And also bear in mind that monthly billing will bring in a new challenge of billing and collection on a monthly basis. So these are things which you need to keep in mind before you get into CSP. We strongly recommend you to build a solution, entire portfolio of cloud once you start positioning Office 365 and Azure. And then this is where Ingram Micro comes in. We provide you a whole suite of applications and solutions on cloud in various categories like messaging, collaboration, infrastructure services, and business apps. So you have Office 365 and the add-on products, Microsoft Azure, Acronis Backup, and many more, and business applications like CRM and help desk solutions. So we are committed to build your business. We are committed to help you build your portfolio and services around cloud to help you become a solid cloud services company in your region. We also have a strong cloud partner program which provides a lot of enablement session, resources, toolkits, program access, and a discounted marketing services and professional services if you need any of the services at a special price. We're also launching 3 new key products. One is Skycake migration and backup, Simply So SharePoint add-on, and a Knowledge Vault auditing and reporting solution on top of your Office 365. You can bundle these products with your open program as well as CSP. So this is one of the key differentiators of Ingram, that we keep bringing a lot more value to the table by providing more technological solution, a broader portfolio, and solid services with enablement programs for our partners to grow their cloud business. Thank you. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us and then visit our new website, ingrammicrocloud.me, for the Middle Eastern side. And looking forward for a great business with you and Ingram Micro Cloud. Thank you.